Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Guys, I think that this little picture in front of us right now summarizes most of today. I mean, we were all thinking it was a pretty good dip, pretty reasonable, pretty funny, and then look at that, alright? Look at that, the big dip right behind it, because that's literally what happened today. Now, in my previous video, which I recommend you guys to check out if you haven't done so yet, I actually covered what I think caused the dip, why I think it's actually not fair, and what I think is going to happen from here on forward. But today, I want to give you guys some actual material to kind of solidify that idea. Now, one thing I want to start off with is $750 million worth of Bitcoin shorts closed on Bitfinex. Why does this matter? Well, in easy terms, we talked about shorts today because there were a ton of them that got opened. Now, the good thing is when they close. Why? If a short gets open, people are basically betting that the price is going down from here. And if they close, they have either been liquidated or they ended or exited out of their short position because they don't think the price is going down lower anymore. So if an article is saying that a lot of shorts have closed, it most likely means that they have changed their mind. And I firmly said now that I believe that we are undervalued, and even though there's definitely room to go down further, I don't think that that's the actual course for Bitcoin, or in other words, I don't think that that is justifiable if we follow the fundamentals. Now, shorts will always be there. It's about the amount of shorts and the timing of all of those, and right now a ton of new ones got open because we broke through territory like $30,000 per BTC, but in the end, the highlight was closing of 22.5 thousand BTC shorts worth a total 750 mil, most likely, as I just said, because to be honest with you, either they took some profit, either they are just done with that. It doesn't really matter why they closed it. They closed it. That means more bullish pressure. Then a big article of today. A lot of people are really excited about this. It kind of adds to the fundamental good part of Bitcoin. Cathie Wood buys the Coinbase dip. Pretty big deal. Cathie Wood has invested over $1 billion into this crypto stock. Should you follow her lead? And it's actually pretty funny because we're talking about Coinbase. Out of all the stocks out there, it's Coinbase that they're buying. As of June 16th, ARK's fund cumulatively owns a staggering 4.63 million shares of Coinbase, valued at nearly $1.04 billion at the time of this writing. For context, that's nearly 2% of Coinbase fully diluted market cap of 261.3 million shares, which includes common stock, options, and restricted stock. This makes ARK one of the largest institutional owners of Coinbase. After a sizable purchase during the first week of Coinbase direct listing, the ARK Innovation ETF, ARK Next Generation ETF, and ARK FinTech Innovation ETF have been gradually adding shares. The following chart shows the combined daily buys and sells of these three ETFs, and what I can say is that since they bought Coinbase at the start, you can't really say that they're the best at timing, but what you can say is that these guys are buying into a stock that can definitely change around quite significantly. What I mean with that is that, well, Coinbase is a stock that right now is not going to perform too well. If the crypto market crashes or does really bad and people don't really think that crypto is going to be coming back up for a little while, or basically there's a ton of fear taking over, the Coinbase stock will most likely not do that good, or at least in different words, Coinbase itself will probably not do that good in terms of fees. That is, again, only with the idea in mind that crypto won't recover. Otherwise, people are really excited about Coinbase because, well, they make fees regardless of the price going up or down. It's just about the trading volume. Having said that, well, Coinbase is one of those stocks, in my opinion, too, that represents people's, or really the institutional investors' interest in crypto. Because you can't say that somebody would actually buy into Coinbase without being a fan of crypto trading or crypto as a whole. Think about it. If you think crypto is a complete scam, would you want to make money with a crypto exchange? If you don't believe in crypto at all, I think that's kind of odd. It's possible. But I think if you're investing into banks, for example, that you believe in the banking system, right? If you're actually an investor in all of them. If you actually think crypto is going to zero, then why get into a crypto exchange that makes money off of crypto, right? That's just like, no, it doesn't make any sense. So from that perspective, the bigger that these investments get, the more they put in, the more faith they have in crypto, which is just a good thing. And that, again, is kind of the story that I like to say earlier, that a lot of these guys, a lot of these institutional investors are continuing on with the grind for crypto, albeit now with the crypto companies, albeit with actual crypto. I don't really care what they're buying. MicroStrategy just bought a freaking $500 million worth of Bitcoin at $37,000, like 50% higher than the lowest price we hit today. And that again shows me something. People might not be perfect at timing, but it also shows that if these guys like MicroStrategy didn't know how to time the bottom, that you as an individual most likely didn't stand a chance, because they most likely have freaking 20 people just sitting there thinking about exactly when to buy, right? And one big guy with billions of dollars, like Michael Saylor specifically, gave the go-ahead, which basically means they most likely thought that this was a good price to buy, which also means that if the price goes way lower than that, there's most likely something fishy going on, or these guys try to manipulate. It's either of the two, in my opinion. Then, billionaire caught in world's first crypto bloodbath. Funny how this title was going around. In my opinion, really bad reporting from 9news.com.au. Because, first of all, this is not the first crypto bloodbath. Second of all, is it really a bloodbath? I mean, debatable. But maverick billionaire Mark Cuban was among investors burned in a spectacular crypto crash, which saw the crypto titan slide from $60 to zero. And that's actually what it comes down to. It is about meme stocks, meme crypto, all that type of stuff. Those are some of the first ones to kind of go to the ground. In this specific case, this crypto really went to the ground, completely went to the ground. But everything with finance in the name most of the time, you know, there's a higher chance that they rug pull. That's one thing I want to quickly make sure you guys understand. And you can also say that a bloodbath is definitely what happened to this specific crypto because it fell down to the ground. But all I'm saying is, guys, please be careful with all these meme stocks and meme crypto. Right now, they could be a great opportunity to buy. If we recover, it would be amazing. But if we don't recover really soon, it could very well be that those ones are the last to pick up the pace afterwards again. Because, well, if you think about it, people have kind of levels of faith in crypto, right? The majority of people have really got a lot of faith in Bitcoin. A little bit less, but still a lot of people have faith in the top caps like XRP, Ethereum, all those. A little bit less faith. People have gotten into coins that are in, like, for example, the 70 to 150 region, and a lot less faith, or basically less faith has been put into coins which are, like, for example, in spot number 1,000, right? A lot of those meme coins are really at the bottom. A lot of them are. And so people will only buy them if they are certain of crypto, and then they're trying to kind of diversify their money to make even more money. Basically, in real big bull runs, like we even said when the meme coins were really trending, we said that you'll most likely start to see meme stocks kind of get us back into a bear market of some sort. People speculated, even I on the channel said it. Why? Well, because as people start to get into things like meme cryptos, which actually have no real value, you know that people are in such an euphemistic state that people just think it can't go wrong. And that actually brings me to the point of this little pictograph here. It could literally be that we were in the euphoria phase just now. Because everybody thinks, oh yeah, crypto is the best. We're all going to be rich. I can buy anything I want because, well, everything is good. It could very well be that we were actually in the optimism phase though. Because again, not everybody was fully believing it. It could be that we were anywhere throughout this little journey right here. It could even very well be that we were actually in a depression and now it's disbelief. It could be anywhere throughout this. Why? Because you'll only find out in hindsight. All these market cycle placements are impossible to see once they're happening. Almost impossible. Nobody really knows. It's only in hindsight that we can see, oh yeah, we were there. But even now still, we can't really say if that was optimism, so right here, or if it was belief, if it was thrill, if it was euphoria, if right now we are in complacency or anxiety or denial or panic, or even again, in disbelief right now. We cannot say exactly what we have seen. We cannot say exactly how big a market cycle like this goes. It is all impossible to say until we are already past it. What I can say, though, is that whilst those meme cryptos were doing well, I really thought we were in the euphoria phase. And even now, I'm going to still confirm that we might have definitely been there, and now we're basically just going through this entire cycle. And now we are maybe back into disbelief, like after we saw this dip earlier today. Why am I saying that? Is because, well, if you think you can never go wrong, if you think all those cryptos which have no real use and no real idea just for fun should take off, then something's definitely wrong, right? Because a lot of those cryptos which went crazy should have not gone that crazy. We can all agree here that SafeMoon, for example, was based upon thin air. It's just an idea. People just bought in because of some marketing scheme. And that's when you know that things are not going that well. The same thing happened, though, back in the day, 2017 and whatnot. But what that kind of means to me is that this little cycle that we're witnessing right now, it's valid. It's definitely justifiable. However, the low that we went to is not justifiable. I think a big crash, or I should actually say it differently. I think a crash from the all-time high towards a region like right here, would have like 40,000 or so, was justifiable because people were too certain about everything. So they needed a little bit of a shock to get back to reality. You know, maybe like 46,000, maybe even lower, maybe a little bit of a retest of about 42,000, all that type of stuff. Okay. But the big crash we're seeing right now, I still think is unjustifiable because of how low we are going and on what basis and what reason. I just don't think there's really a good reason behind it. Now, Peter Schiff said on Twitter, or actually an article here is, Peter Schiff unveils best time to buy Bitcoin. It's about MicroStrategy. Peter Schiff, the gold bull, claims MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor diamond hands, referring to holding Bitcoin, are actually made of glass. He's saying, if you really want to buy Bitcoin, wait until MicroStrategy sells its last Satoshi. If MicroStrategy keeps selling stock and borrowing money to buy into a failing market, existing or new shareholders will be forced to liquidate. Michael Saylor's diamond hands are really made of glass because of what the people lending him money are thinking. That's actually a funny thing. I've talked about this yesterday in a video too. I believe that the moment that Michael Saylor sells some Bitcoin, people will become fearful. So he knows as well that he can't really do that just quite yet until we are at an extremely high point. Now, that is actually on the basis that he has borrowed money. And so the moment he starts to sell, people get fearful. And the moment that people get fearful, the price might go down a little bit, which means that the price will go down significantly, where his investors that are borrowing him money might have to liquidate, or basically the people with stock in there might want to liquidate their holdings, which might again break the entire system. And now that the company has 100,000 Bitcoin, that has become quite significant. So he has a point, Peter Schiff. He has a point, but I don't think he's going to sell anytime soon, though, because he knows that too. He's not a stupid ass, right? Billionaire we're talking about. Peter Schiff just passed Nuriel in Twitter followers. Who cares? And are the 8th on the list of most followed vocal Bitcoin bears. Leading the pack is Bill Gates. Paul Krugman is in 2nd, followed by Warren Buffett, Theresa May 4th, and then Taleb 5th, Lagarde 6th, and Michael J. Burry in 7th. And he's now 8th, but who really cares? I don't personally, but whatever. Let him speak. People will hate Bitcoin all the time. Whatever, man. Let them do their thing. All right? It's the usual flow of things. People will always hate something, and they'll have to have something to hate on. Talking about Ripple/XRP specifically, by the way, the SEC is still going after those 2017 Ethereum token ICOs. One fun fact is that they're actually never really going after the Ethereum itself, right? I mean, it was an ICO. We can all kind of confirm that because it was a crowdfund back in the day. They still have never let go of a single statement. And from that reason, I am still really excited to see some documents regarding Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP that Ripple has asked the SEC. I mean, it should have been due the 18th. Why have they not given it over? And what are they hiding? And maybe, just maybe, that the SEC will just settle before they actually have to give those documents over because they just don't want the public to see. I'm just sometimes thinking that, just what if or why or how. They're still cracking down ICOs from 4 years ago, but they're never looking back into the Ethereum case and how that is going. And man, I just find this whole SEC way of doing things so odd. I can never come to a conclusion as to what they're going on with and why they did all this. I still cannot come to a good conclusion. I find it so weird and mind-boggling. Then another little confirmation of institutions getting into crypto. $300 million Blockchain Capital raises new fund with backing from PayPal and Visa. Blockchain Capital, the long-running VC firm focused on the crypto space, has closed a new fund with $300 million in backing. In a Tuesday statement, Blockchain Capital described the new raise as heavily oversubscribed and backed by strategic investors, pension funds, major university endowments, and family offices from around the world. Among the backers named were Visa and PayPal, two payment giants which have increased their footprint in the crypto industry in recent months. And these guys know. That's all I wanted to tell you guys right now. Okay, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, it might be an idea to subscribe to the channel and make sure you press that like button if you did enjoy the info that I gave you. And I'll definitely see you guys again later today. We have so much stuff coming out. It's all trying to get you down. People are trying to get you down. But generally speaking, the majority of the stuff that we find is actually quite positive. Don't let all this negativity distract you. Institutions are still buying this like crazy. Again, we don't know where it's going to go, but all right, that was it.